Hello, just little old me again, back with another video. This time a question from a subscriber concerning the Doug Hepburn power and pump routine. He wants to know what my thoughts are on the Doug Hepburn routine, where you start with a 90% 1 rep max and do 4 singles, then build up to 10 singles over time. Do you think it's good for bringing up the press, or is it simply too low in volume? Would these 8 sets of 2, 8 sets of 3 routine at 80% be better? What's my opinion on it? Well, the routine itself, obviously designed by Doug, it worked for Doug Hepburn because he was a particularly genetically gifted weightlifter, pressing 450 pounds overhead strict, or relatively strict, no push press, 50 or 60 plus years ago, completely natural, at about 260 pounds body weight, 5'10" tall, I believe. So obviously it's incredibly strong, and he was so gifted he would have probably been able to do any routine, sets of 4 reps, sets of 5 reps. It wouldn't, as long as it was progressive. And that is the big kicker. If a routine isn't progressive, it's not going to work. Progressive means either more repetitions or more weight every workout, or near as damage every workout. We all know that. But that is what makes this routine unique, at the time anyway, was the progressive nature of it. It's also worth mentioning, with Doug's routine, there was a program A and a program B. The program A was starting at 8 sets of 3, building up to 8 sets of 4, adding 1 repetition to the last set every workout, then following it up with a pump routine, as he called it, where you'd rest for 20 minutes after the heavy part, and then you would do 8 sets of 4, building up to 8 sets of 5 over time, I believe. Then there was a program B, which was the singles one, as you mentioned in the question, and similarly it had a pump version after that, after you'd rested 20 minutes. There was a program here in the book that I've got here, the Strongman book written by Doug. He actually says he used the routine that you described when he was training for Olympic records. That was his advanced routine, if you like, where you did 8 sets of singles. I'm assuming you're not at Doug's level. Very few people are. So you'd be most beneficial to you to do the first one, the 8 sets of 3, as you mentioned in the question. That would be better. But like I say, there's nothing magical about it, in as much, or other than the fact that he chose a weight that he thought he could do 8 repetitions but not 9 with. And that's important. You have to start with the right weight for you to do the prescribed reps. In the first workout, you need to be doing it easily, because adding a rep on every week to the last sets does catch up pretty quick if you're natural, believe it or not. Not so much if you're a ranked beginner. You will carry the progress on quite a long time, actually, if you're gaining weight as well. If you're an underweight beginner, this routine will serve you well, actually. But going back to the original point, as long as it's progressive, the rep range is irrelevant, really. You just need to be adding reps and weight, which leads me to the conclusion, really, about my opinion on this routine. As good as it is, and as impressive as the actual creator was, Doug Hepburn, it really is, for most people, it is a beginner to intermediate routine at best. There's very few people, really, when they become advanced, where they're strict pressing 300 pounds plus, or even more than that overhead, and squatting 650, 700 and deadlifting the same weights, can actually just do them exercises and get stronger at them. You need variation, which is where the concurrent periodization method comes in, and the conjugate methods, things like that, where you strengthen and weak points. That's the vast majority of people will need to diversify when they get to the advanced stage or late intermediate. But this routine that you've got here, the Doug Hepburn routine, is great for beginners. There's nothing magical about it, as I said. It's just to do with the fact it's progressive. So my overall opinion on it, for what it's worth, is it's a brilliant routine for beginners and intermediates, providing you learn to eat properly and don't try and do the routine too many times in 1 week. I would say 2 to 3 times maximum if you're doing the actual, both the power and the pump routine. Otherwise you'll find it's probably too much to recover from, unless you're particularly suited to the lifts. You're a genetic freak and you can just do the lifts and you don't get broken down when you do them. There's not many people who can do it, actually. But overall, it's a great routine. Hope that answers your question. If you have any more questions, don't hesitate to ask. I'll give you my humble opinion on them. I've got a bit of experience, 30 odd years, 35 years. So thanks for watching. If you're feeling generous, please subscribe and give us a like. So until next time, take it easy, train safe. Thanks very much.